Recording, recording. Before I start each day, I take a drag from last night's cigarette smoldered in its tray. Down a little something and then be on my way. I traveled far and wide, made a skid in many ports. Yes, I saw beauty to the north. I grew the hills of many all the pieces of my own. I have these memories all around me so I wouldn't be alone. Some may be from showing up, others are from growing up. Sometimes I messed up and didn't have a clue. I ain't winning no. Just for you, I got your name written here and a rose tattoo. And a rose tattoo, and a rose tattoo. I got your name written here and a rose tattoo. This one's for the mighty sea, Mr. Golden Piracy. This one's for the man that raised me, taught me sacrifice and bravery. This one's for our favorite game, Black Gold, we wave the flag. This one's for my family name and pride. I'll wear it to the grave. Some people showing up, others are from growing up. Sometimes I was told I didn't have a clue. I ain't waiting no, I'm over. Just for you, I got your name written in a rose tattoo, in a rose tattoo. I got your name written in a rose tattoo, in a rose tattoo. I got your name written tattoo. Eternity of sorrow, we stay the cause and rejoice around and shine some. I heard one song in a song, it's played again, sang along. You'll always be here with me, even if you're gone. You'll always have my love. Our memory will live on. I may be from showing up, I'll be growing up. It's not really out. I am just being to me. Tattoo. In a rose tattoo, in a rose tattoo, got your name written here. In a rose tattoo, with pride I'll wear it to the grave. In a rose tattoo, in a rose, got your name in a rose tattoo, in a rose tattoo, sign and sand for you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It was gray here this morning. It was so hard to get up.
Oh, is it not now? Because it's still just like I feel like I'm living in a fog cloud right now.
Yeah. Well, I don't have the fog down here because we're at the bottom of the valley. But
yeah,
yes.
Yeah, it's nasty, especially in comparison to yesterday. But
But it is supposed to
Okay.
be sunny later, like after
Is
lunch.
it? It's supposed to
Yeah.
clear up. That makes
Yep.
me happy. That makes me happy.
Yes.
Honestly, I'm okay with it. Yesterday we were outside doing some work, and there were little purple what's crocuses? Croci? I don't know.
That's a good question. I don't know if it's croci or crocuses or.
I don't know, but they're out there, and it's making me happy.
Aww. Yeah, we've got dandelions. I mean, not dandelions. We've got daffodils and iris coming up. Well, just like they're just starting to come up.
Yeah. But it's early. It's early for us, so
I
I'll
agree.
take it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I feel like this usually happens in May.
Exactly. I feel like we're a bit of like a month early and have been for a minute. Not complaining
So,
right now.
is Sugarbush going to try and stay open till May 1st? Is that what you said or somebody else said? I can't remember.
Yeah, that is the goal. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I think they're just going to do it. I think they've committed, and I think they're just going for it. Honestly.
So, what are summer programs? Have like stuff going on in the mountain during the summer?
For the summer, I'm not as familiar with it all as I once was. I know that they bring some of that, like some of the stuff, the trampoline park that's at the Shark right now, that goes up. I really don't know like everything that they're gonna try to do this summer because they're trying to make a lot of changes. We're definitely, I think, going to start up the Tossum. I think they're going to do Thursdays, maybe the cornhole.
Okay.
Hi, Alex. But they have a disc golf course that they've had set up. I think golf course opens third week in May.
So the disc golf, is that the one where you ride the chairlift to the top and then like do the 18 holes while you're like walking down the mountain?
So I think you can do it a couple of ways. I think that there's like one near the bottom.
Okay.
I don't know. Disc golf and I don't get along. Frisbee and I in general don't really get along. So it's not what I've ever done. I'm awful at Frisbee. I'm terrible at it. So I don't really know too much, but I think they are trying to do more up there this year than they have in the past, just because it's time. It's time. Yeah. We're gonna do our Brewgrass Fest. So, and I guess they're planning on keeping Rumbles open 7 days a week, which we'll see how that goes. But I think we're gonna turn the 802 burrito spot into like a creamies and beer.
Which
So starting last year, we opened up 802 Burrito, which is exactly what it sounds like. Sort of like if you're looking at the lodge to the right of the main doors, there's a little window. It must have been like the old school ticket booth or something like that. And we've been serving out of that. So that is going to turn into like creamies and beer this summer. Yeah. I think it'll be fun. I don't know the whole landscape, but I think they're definitely trying to do more.
Is Ronnie gonna move to Rumbles for the summer?
No, because his role is still like a overseeing, like a director kind of role. So he, I don't know if it will be more dedicated to food or if it's going to continue to be like sort of all of it. But we've got a chef in there. His name's Austin. He's a young kid, but he's super excited. He's been doing a great job. So they have a really nice menu coming out. They were talking about it the other day. And then we have our GM set up in there as well. So, we'll sort of spread our folks around. And
do you guys have like 50 weddings this summer? Or is it not?
Yeah, I think it's like 45 maybe. I think it starts like May 23rd is our first. But we've had them even like we've had like micro weddings like dotted in the wintertime. People come up with like 12 people or whatever and get married. But yeah, it'll start up. We have at least one every weekend all the way through.
The 1824 house, I was talking to Sean yesterday and he said they've only got like 2 or 3 really big kind of like blowout weddings. And he said that they're all like 40 people.
Yeah.
Like smaller.
I think that the weddings that we have lined up now are bigger, are sort of that more like traditional size. But I think it's kind of all over the place. I think people are sort of, we had that year to think about how extravagant weddings and how much they cost and maybe changed our minds a little bit. But no, they'll do a great job. They're excited about it. They've been working on that menu too. So
Cool.
yeah. All right, so we are focusing on lower body today. And what I'd like to do, I don't know if you saw the schedule, but I'd like to use some sort of incline. So if you have a bench or like an ottoman, that sort of would work best. Chair would work just fine. If you don't have any kind of incline that you feel is like sturdy enough, then that's fine too. You can do all of this, with a mat and just dumbbells as well. But so some sort of incline if you have it, and then a set of dumbbells. We'll typically be using just one of those dumbbells, but every now and then I think there's like maybe one exercise that we'll be using too. So we're definitely going for slow and steady strength today. And again, that incline is just going to give us another level literally to play with. So I have music on in the background, not from my phone. Can you hear me okay?
Yes. Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this then. Okay, here we go. Boom. All right. Starting with those jumping jacks. Loosening up all those lower body muscles and shaking off any soreness or tightness that you're feeling from yesterday's workout or just yesterday in general. And we're going to really turn our focus to the big muscle groups in the legs today. So quads, hamstrings, glutes, that is what we're pushing for. Again, with that incline, some sort of bench or chair or ottoman that's pretty sturdy and that can hold body weight. And then a mat and a set of dumbbells. And we're just going to go for it. We built some muscle, tone it up this morning. Light on the toes here. Get that heart rate up just a little bit. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Into some butt kicks. Make sure I don't kick this bench behind me and fall over before we even get started. So getting those heels up nice and high. And again, you're just sort of waking up the body and getting a sense how everything's feeling. Pay attention to the ankles, your knees, and your hips as well. Obviously, with the incline bench, we're going to sort of change the level at which we're sort of engaging the muscles and using those joints. So you got to make sure everything's feeling good. Let's go 3. Let's go 2. And let's go 1. Go ahead and calm things down right into those high kicks. Getting the toes up nice and high. So we just had a quick quad wake up. Now we want to do the same thing for hamstrings and glutes. Keep everything balanced and moving. Keeping those shoulders down and back. Let's go 3, 2, 1 more each side. Awesome. All right, knees to chest, no open for the first couple per side. You just really want to get that knee up towards the chest, pull, nice squeeze in, find your balance, and drop. Once you feel pretty steady with that squeeze, you can add in the mobility work, add in that open. Again, keeping those shoulders down and back as much as possible, leaving any tension out of the upper body, especially the shoulders and neck. Boom, and down. Remember, we're looking to increase that range of mobility through the hip. So if you can continue to rotate the hip, rotate the knee as you drop, then excellent. You're going to work stability and that open. Let's go 1 more each side. And down. Nicely done. Take a nice wide stance. Feel like I kept stepping closer and closer to the screen there. Nice wide stance. Let's move through the upper body a little bit here. So quick reaches, right to left. This is going to stretch out your upper body, but today I really want you to focus on the hips, right? How those hips are shifting back and forth, how your spine is feeling, lower part of the spine, big stretch and flexion through that area, and just wake everything up. So we're feeling ready to rock and roll. When we start to pick up weight, when we start to dive into work mode. Let's go one more reach, and then we're going to turn this into windmills. So, squaring the hips off, right hand follows your leg down to the ground. Push right up towards the ceiling. And again, what I want you to focus on, of course, this is going to stretch out the torso, but I want you to focus on the hips. Focus on those core muscles, waking things up, and feeling comfortable in all sorts of movement patterns. Paying attention to your breathing as well. Making sure you're taking those deep breaths in to fill your belly with air and slow exhales, nice and controlled. All right, finish up that rep. Come back up to the top when you're done. And then we're going to go in for those toe touches to the front. Check your shoelaces. Always a good move with this one. All right, slight bend in the knees is just fine. A little soft knee there so you're not locking them out. But you really do want to push your butt back so that flexes, working your lower back, your glutes, and your hamstrings all the way through. Hopefully your body's warmed up just a little bit here. Heart rate's up just a little bit here. Getting closer to work mode. Let's do one more each side. And then stand up nice and tall. After that rep, then you're going to take that deep breath in, reach for the ceiling, big stretch up, keep that length, reach for the ground. All right, sink into it here, pushing your butt back behind you to get that stretch going through the hamstrings. And then you're going to start with that nice and gentle side-to-side bend. Keep it subtle. You don't have to get too low into this movement. I just want you to feel that stretch sort of starting at the groin, working its way down the inside of the leg. Go ahead and push your hips back gently, just a couple of inches. And forward again. Keeping that movement going, slow and steady, nice and smooth. Let's go 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and straighten the legs up. Sink into it. I want you to take one step in with the heels, followed by the toes. So you're just a little bit closer in towards your hands. Keep your hands on the ground, and I want you to sit your butt back into that Frogger squat. So a little bit of hip mobility here. So your butt drops down as your knees bend, and your chest stays high. And then straighten everything out. And again, drop the hips down, Frogger squat, and then straighten those legs, hips go high. Just a couple more reps here, opening everything up. 2. 1 more. And then once your legs are straight again, you can walk the heels and toes all the way into the center, and then go ahead and roll those shoulders up to the ceiling. Give each ankle a couple of rolls here just to wake up those joints. All right, so again, mat, set of dumbbells, and a bench or an ottoman or a couch, something that is sturdy enough to hold some weight. If you don't have anything that you are comfortable using, that's just fine. You're going to do each of these exercises without the incline. So we have supersets coming at us this morning. And we're going to go slow and steady, focusing on building muscle here, okay? So exercise number 1 and 2, I'm going to show you the supersetted exercises. So the first one, you're going to want to weight with you. You're going to sit in front of the bench, weights on the hips. We're basically going to do a glute bridges, weighted glute bridges, but with your upper back gently resting on that bench. So these are getting ready for hip thrusters. Boom. And down. That's exercise 1. Exercise 2 is going to be on the bench, leg lifts up to the side. Boom, and down. So again, if you have no bench, you're going to do the glute bridge weighted from the mat and the leg lifts from the mat as well. So take a deep breath, grab your weights, And we're going to rock and roll into this first superset. So again, you're going to place yourself in front of that bench. Weight is on your hips. You need a nice strong core to lift up into your first rep. And then you're just going to push those hips right up towards the ceiling. The hips are going to go down, approach the mat. You don't have to get all the way down to the mat. It kind of depends on the height of the bench that you're using, the incline that you're using. But you want to make sure that your spine stays nice and long, and the neck is an extension of that spine. So what you're really feeling here in a big way are the glutes, especially with that weight. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hips down, and drop that weight to the mat. So we're going to get into our side leg lifts here. If you have a bench that you can kneel on, both hands, both knees on the bench, you can also do this easily on the floor. But we're going to raise the the right leg nice and straight, perpendicular, up and away from the body. You want to keep those hips and shoulders facing right down. So as that leg lifts nice and high, you're not twisting your torso into the lift. Remember, if we can hold steady, then it's going to be all about that glute lift. Take it nice and slow. We're getting reps in here. Under 10, and then we'll get a quick chance to stretch it out. 3, 2, and 1. Knees in. You can sit it back if you wanted to stretch those glutes. Over to the left side. So we're going to do each of these supersets 2 times. So that left leg is now straight, either out to your side if you are on a mat, or down if you're on a bench, and you're going to lift and right back down. Take it nice and slow. Use these reps to really try to work on that mind-muscle connection. Think about the muscles that are doing the work. You don't have to know what they're called. You don't have to know where they attach to anything, but you know what's working and when it's working right. So dial in your focus and keep those kicks going. Big glute wake-up call right now. 10 seconds to go. Taking those deep breaths in. 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. All right, back to those hip thrusters. We're going to get rest in between our circuits, but not in between the sets. So weight, again, resting on your hips, feet flat on the ground, and you're going to squeeze the glutes and raise the hips right up towards the ceiling and right back down. The edge of your bench should be just under those shoulder blades. At a point where you can still engage the core, keep everything nice and strong. And again, that nice straight line of the spine. Taking those deep breaths in as you can. Remember, slow and steady today. Under 10. Squeeze the glutes at the top. We're going 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hips down and back to the bench for the kicks. This time, we're going to turn this kick into a 3-point kick. So you're going to go up to the side, over the left heel, down, back up, and around. So taking this nice and slow, because again, I want you to really focus on keeping the hips facing the mat. So this is an exaggerated arcing kick back. If you're on the mat, you can absolutely still do this one. Lift up and out, arc over that left heel, and right back down. You get a little bit more of a range of motion if you are elevated. We've got about 10 seconds to go. Keep it going. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, sit it back for a quick stretch. Last exercise of this round, we're going to switch over to that left side. Don't forget about your core strength, right? Pulling those ab muscles in towards your center. Let's go 3, 2, and 1. Lift up, over, and back down. And again, we're focusing on keeping the torso nice and straight. straight. So this is all about glute work. Stay in control of that arc, nice and smooth movements all the way through. I promise we'll move away from the glutes throughout this workout, but right now, we're just dialing in that focus. We got 10 seconds to go. Stick with it. No arch in the lower back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sit it back and stretch those glutes out. So, superset number 1 is in the books. At this point, your glutes should be kicking in high gear. Grab some water. And we're going to hop into our next set. Move this bench this way. All right, so we're going to focus, or pull the focus away from our glutes a little bit here. And towards the quads. Of course, you're still going to be using those glutes. You're going to need a single dumbbell for this round. Exercise 1. We're going to start with a goblet squat. Down to the bench and right back up. So boom, and stand it right back up. All the way down, butt sits down, stand it up. So I want you to press through your heels, press through your toes to get back up. Exercise 2, we're going to do side step ups. So if you're stepping up with the left side, the weight's in your right. You're going to step up and right back down. All right, so we're going to hit a single side again. Exactly, you got it. So single weight in hand. Let's start with those goblet squats to the bench. This is going to give us 10 seconds to prepare here. So you want that weight right up at chest height. Have your feet about half a foot away from the bench so you can sit back comfortably and stand right back up. So of course you're going to feel those glutes on this one, right? But I want you to try to keep a nice even push through the heels and toes to engage the quads and stand up nice and tall from this goblet squat. Boom, and right back in. You want to keep the back nice and straight. This is great practice for free form squats. Pushing that butt back, but your torso's not leaning too far forward, right? The bench gives you that stopping point. And the fact that we are stopping, boom, there's that rest period. The fact that we are stopping forces those muscles to engage. So I want you to stand with the bench on the left side of your body, weights in the right hand. We're going to do side step-ups. So go ahead and place the full flat foot of your left foot or your left leg on the bench. You're going to stand it up and right back down. Straight up and right back down. So as that right foot comes back down to the mat, it's not moving too far away from the bench, right? Because what I want you to think about, again, connect to those muscles. You should push through the heel, push through the toes, feel the quad and the glutes engage so you can stand up nice and tall on your incline. Breathe through it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Switching sides here so the weight goes over to the left side. Right foot planted evenly on the bench. We have about 5 seconds here, so take a deep breath in. Lock in a spot for balance. 2 and 1. Let's go. Push right up towards the ceiling. Right back down. Again, slow and steady here wins the race. If you can push through that right heel and really try to rely on that right leg for the full takeoff from the mat, that's when you know you're connecting. Boom, and down. Plus, that gives that left leg just a little bit of a break. We have 15 seconds to go. Stick with it, feeling again that side glute and the quad. Big time here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. There we go. All right, back to the front. I don't know, is there a front side to the bench? Mine has a front side. We're going back into goblet squats. Feet planted half a foot from the bench. Goblet squats up. The goblet hold is up. 2 and 1. Let's go. Sit it back and push through the heels. These are short break periods. So those muscles still have some of that burn going on when we dive back into the next exercise. Keep the lower back nice and straight here. You're sitting all the way down on the bench. Push through the heels. Nice and slow get up. And again, good time to concentrate on form and breathing. Under 10 seconds. Move it all the way through. Keep those leg muscles going. 2 and 1. Stand up nice and tall. Back to our single-sided movements here. So, bench is on the left side. Weight is in your right hand, and you're going to place the full flat foot on the bench. So you can stand straight up into this and right back down. Let's go. Tell you what, dropkick Murphys on low volume is way more pump than it is on high volume. All right, so again, pushing straight up, boom, and right back down. These single-sided exercises are excellent for fixing any muscle imbalances. One leg might be a little bit stronger, a little bit more used to initiating an exercise than the other. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Okay, over to the other side. Switching hands. Weight goes over to the left hand. Right foot up, ready to rock and roll. Up and down. Remember that left foot stays nice and close to the bench too. 2 and 1. Let's go. Boom. And down. And it's control. So maybe the hardest part is the descent from this side step up, right? Because you want to control the pace of that descent. Land nice and gently on that left foot before rocking and rolling into your next rep. Yeah, there we go. Nice pace. Excellent. 10 seconds to go. Slow and steady. We'll get our next break in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down to the mat and shake things out. Go ahead and drop that dumbbell. Nice and done. Excellent. Little bit different style for us today. Sort of moving sweet and slowly through these big reps. And really being able to dial the focus in to the movement at hand. So, walking around, shake things off. All right, legs feeling good. Glutes are a little on fire. That's where we want it to be. So, our next 2 exercises. We're actually going to go down to the mat. No weights for this one. We're going to do a heels up glute bridge, okay? So same idea as the hip thrusters, but opposite body parts on the mat and the bench. So here's what it looks like. Feet are up. Hips are nice and close to the mat, and you're just going to push up and right back down. That's exercise 1. Exercise 2 and 3 are going to be Bulgarian split squats, okay? So I'm going to show you that. If it's uncomfortable for you to have your foot up on whatever surface you have, you can absolutely do split stance lunges for this. But that Bulgarian split squat is a lunge with your back foot up on the bench. I'll walk you through form when we get there, okay? But you want to make sure that you're close enough to the bench that as you lower into the squat, your knee is still just over the toes, okay? We'll get there, we'll walk through it, but just so you know what's coming up. So, for now, we are down on the bench. You're sitting down on the mat. Your heels are up on the bench. And we're going to get into this incline heel drive. So your hips are going to stay nice and close to the bench on this one. We're right back to glutes. You're going to push up towards the ceiling and then lower those hips down. So you're just pivoting on the bottom side of the heels. Adjust as you need to so that this feels comfortable with wherever you're lying down. But you should feel like you can get a really wide range of motion on this one. And it's really going to hit those hamstrings. So as feet down, glute bridges are a lot more glutes, go figure. You're going to feel those hamstrings on this one in a big way. Keep it slow and steady. 3, 2, and 1. There it is. Woo! All right, here we go. I got to tell you, Bulgarian split squats always get me. So let's start with the right leg in front. Your left toe up on the bench behind you. I want your hips nice and straight. So here's where we're practicing that up, down, right? Down into the lunge and straight back up. So when we do split stance squats, or lunges rather, and I tell you don't go forward and back, I tell you to work on that up, down motion, this is the epitome of putting practice into play. You want that knee just tracking over the toe. If it feels a little wonky to you, remember, you don't have to go all the way down into that 90-degree lunge. Just take it as low as you're comfortable with. 3, 2, and 1. And again, you're going to feel that quad. You're going to feel those muscles working hard. So that left foot's going to come forward now. Right foot back up behind you. 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Boom. And up. Exactly. And remember, that back toe can absolutely pivot to help you get a little bit lower. Boom. Big press. Yup. Nice. Nice and steady. So that front foot right now, I want you to focus on keeping the foot flat. Nice even push from the bottom right back up to a standing position. Boom. And down. Slow and steady here. 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand it up. Shake those legs out. Woo, that gets the quads, right? All right, let's hit the mat. Let's get those hamstrings again. So we're back down on the mat. Heels are up on the bench. Nice and flat back. And you're going to push up through the heels, pivoting on the underside of the foot, and hips right back down. The hips don't necessarily have to touch down to the mat, but you want to just get to within an inch or two, hover, and right back up. That means that your legs are always engaged to stabilize every part of this exercise. Those muscles are really starting to feel it now. Stick with it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hips down. And we're back into those Bulgarians. One more set of each of these Bulgarians, and then we'll take another break, shake things off, and then believe it or not, we really only have one more superset to go. So let's start with that right leg in front. Back toes up on the mat. And working on that split stance lunge. If you're having a hard time not engaging in that sort of forward to back motion, I want you to picture a wall right in front of your torso, right behind the torso, and just visualize your body up and down. The more you can visualize it, the more you can see yourself doing it, the easier it becomes. We have just over 10 seconds. Stay strong with that right leg in front right now. Woo! This is our 5-second mark right here. 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out. One more Bulgarian split squats. These ones get you, right? They get you. These ones never get easier. All right, left foot in front. Right foot up behind you. Toes facing forward. 3, 2, and 1. Boom. Drop in and push right back up. And again, we're taking it nice and slow so that you're feeling each rep, but mostly so that you're feeling that control. Which means that you might have to adjust how low into the reps you get, your pace. It's all adjustable when we're really going for these targeted strength training exercises. 10 seconds to go, then we'll take a break, I promise. We're going 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake those legs out. Woo! Bulgarian split squats for me never get easier. Never get easier. Woo! All right, keep the legs moving here. I'm feeling my legs right now, I'm not gonna lie. So we have one superset to go, which is good because these exercises are definitely pulling everything they can out of our legs. Feeling good, feeling good. So this is a longer superset. We've got 2 single-sided exercises coming up. First one is step ups. You can do these weighted or unweighted. We're going to face the bench, step it up, boom, right back down. And we're going to do right side first, then the left side, okay? Exercise 2. We're going to flip that around, and we're going to do single-sided on. You can do these weighted if you wanted to. Single-sided get-ups. So single leg, down to the bench, single leg, right back up. Boom. So 2 single-sided exercises. Step-ups, highly recommend some weight. Sit-downs, that's totally up to you, okay? Here we go. So let's start with that right leg. Since we finished up our Bulgarians with the left side, plant the right heel, plant the right toes, pull up to the bench, and right back down. You're going to step it down just to reset, and then step right back up with that right leg. And same goal as you had with the side step-ups. You want to tune your focus in and really try to make the work come from that right leg. So you're not bouncing off the toes on the left side. It's easy to do, but just try to sort of rein that in a little bit. Use as much of that front leg muscle as you can. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step it down. Weight stay in hand. We're going to switch things over to the left side now. So shake the legs out. We got a second. Then you're going to plant the left foot. 2 and 1. Let's go. Step it up. Right back down. And again, you're going to step that left foot down just for a little reset. Boom. And down. So the hip is not at that right angle the whole time. Keeping those shoulders down and back, and the core is still engaged, right? You don't want any upper body wobbles throughout this exercise, especially as the legs get a little bit more tired with these high reps. 10 seconds to go. Stick with it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! All right. Dumbbells down. We're going to go back over to that right side. This time, you're standing in front of the bench, nice and close. With most of your weight on the right side, you can either lift that left leg up off the ground. You're going to sit it straight back and then stand up nice and tall. If you can keep the left foot off the ground the whole time, even better. But if you need it to sort of stabilize at the top so you can get back into your reps, just tap that toe right to the ground, set yourself up for success, and sit it back down. So these are single leg sit backs. We're just going for broke this last round. Come on. Under 10. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand it up nice and tall and shake things out. You should be feeling those leg muscles stabilizing nice and strong though. So we're going to switch over to the left side. Make sure you're sitting your butt right back onto that bench. Nice and straight lines. Here we go. Sit it back and stand. Connect to the muscles. As you stand up, this is a really good exercise to practice that knee drive over the toe because that left leg wobbles, right? That single-sided movement wobbles a little bit, so you really get to pay attention to what it feels like to keep that knee tracking directly over the toe. Might slow things down. That's just fine. These muscles are getting their work in. 10 seconds, under 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, I'm going to hit pause just for a second here so we can shake things out and grab a quick sip of water. We have one more round, step-ups and single leg squats. Whew. Things is getting sweaty down here. All right, grab those dumbbells. Just enough time for some water, right? Here we go. Dumbbells in hand. We're going to start with that right step up again. So plant the right heel, plant the right toes. Let's go. And you're not stepping back terribly far away from the bench, right? Because you want to be able to engage those muscles as you pull up onto the bench. If you have to pull forward, you're definitely going to have to use that left leg a little bit more than we want right now. And again, great exercise to keep that knee tracking over the toe. Gets more and more difficult as the reps increase. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Shake those legs out. Right leg done. For this exercise, at least, we're going to switch over to the left. Standing nice and close to the bench. Left foot planted fully on the bench. 2, and 1. Let's go. That's definitely something to pay attention to when you step up. Make sure your full foot is on that bench. We want nice, even engagement and no extra challenge in the stability department. We already got that going on. Last superset is not the place to add that in. Keep those shoulders down and back and stay connected to those muscles. We're getting there. 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, here we go. Dumbbells down. Switching gears. You're standing in front of the bench this time. We're back to the right side. Single leg bench squats. In 3, in 2, and 1. Here we go. Sit back and pull back up to the top. And again, if you can, keep that left foot up off the ground. But again, muscles are getting tired. If you need to put the toe down to catch yourself, absolutely do it. We're looking for strength here, not a perfect 10 on the left toe staying up off the mat. Woo! Come on, all the way through it. We've got 10 seconds left on this leg. Feeling good, feeling strong. We're so close to the finish line. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Shake it out. We have one side, one exercise left to do. Plant that left foot. Make sure you're nice and close to the bench. 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Sit it back and pull it nice and tall. Again, these single-sided exercises. Awesome way to sort of figure out how comfortable each side of your body is. Moving, lifting, all under pressure. Make sure you're standing all the way up nice and tall. Catch yourself so that you're in control of that sit back. You're not just flopping back on the bench. In control the whole time, which really is only 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand up nice and tall. Shake those legs up. Nice. Nice last stand up there. Way to fight through it. All right. Grab yourself some water. Beautiful job on those reps. Woo! All right. So I just want some walking high knees first, just to wake up those glutes again. Get the knees up there. Nothing rapid fire. Just enough to sort of get that blood moving. Exactly. Turn that into a walking butt kick so your feet aren't both leaving the ground, but you want to get those heels up. Kick yourself in your own butt. So high knees, 2 butt kicks here. Slow and steady again, just looking to sort of get that blood moving. Let's go. 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's start with a little bit of a quad stretch here. Grab that right ankle, pull it up towards your butt, stretch through quads. So we're going to hit quads, we're going to hit hamstrings, and we're going to get our hips as well as we move through our stretches today. We use the bench for our hips. It's there. We might as well use it. Ooh, those single-sided exercises get ya. I'm listening to Dropkick Murphys, okay? That's where that came from. It's not my fault. It doesn't just happen. All right, switch sides. I can't help it. I don't have a Boston accent until I go to Boston, okay? Just is what it is. All right, that heel is pulled up towards your butt. Try to keep your knees nice and even if you can. We're going to get to the hips, but we're not there yet. Let's go 3. Let's go 2. And let's go 1 to shake things off. All right, so we'll use the bench for our hamstrings as well. Again, it's there. We might as well. Right heel up on the bench. push your butt back, and just lean it forward into that stretch, that runner's hamstring stretch. See if you can keep both sets of toes, both feet facing forward. Again, even though we're not necessarily going through a strength training rep, you gotta pay attention to form. You want those muscles stretching in the right direction. Let's go 3, 2, and 1. Right heel to the ground, left foot forward. Again, toes facing forward, and lean into that hamstring stretch. You'll feel it through your lower back as well. Hopefully your heart rate has been up and is coming back down towards normal. Body temperature is definitely up. Taking those deep breaths in to consciously sort of switch into recovery mode. Let's go 3, 2, and 1. All right, now we hit the hips. Let's hit the piriformis. First, go ahead and take a seat on your incline. You're going to lift your right ankle up over your left knee. We're going to stretch out that piriformis. So just nice and gentle here. You don't need any added pressure, but what you should feel is the outside of the glute there. So a little bit of the hips, stretching all through the hip complex right now. Nice and gentle. We're going to sit with this for a little bit of time. Give the muscles a chance to really sort of relax into the stretch. We have about 10 more seconds of this hold, and then we'll switch over to the other side. All right. Gently place the right leg back on the ground. Switch positions so the left ankle comes up. And again, opening up those hips and stretching out the piriformis there. Breathing into it. Again, giving a little extra time here for the brain to sort of release some of that tension. And we'll let that knee fall just a little bit. Let's go for another 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both feet flat on the ground. All right, let's get those neck muscles. Just get rid of any stress left over. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Sit up nice and tall. And as you exhale, let your chin fall forward towards your chest. And then nicely and slow and gently, you're going to start with those counterclockwise neck rolls. You don't have to push this. Just let the weight of your head draw your neck to the side nice and slow. And once you've done 3 or 4 rotations, switch directions. Keeping those shoulders down and back. And once your chin comes back to your chest, on your next deep breath in, you can gently lift the chin up off the chest, roll those shoulders back. Kick butt workout today. You guys crushed it. Thank you so much. Ooh, my leggies are a little jello-y. Little jello.
You gonna go to Harvard Yard and park the car?
It just happens. It just happens. I'm one of those people that, like, if anybody has an accent around me, it just starts to come out, and then I'm like, I really hope nobody thinks I'm making fun of them. I just can't help it. I don't have that sense of self-control.
I'm exactly the same way, because I went to BU as well, so it's funny when you said the dropkick. Right. I was like, oh my God, dropkick Murphy.
I know, but I don't know how much, like, it's probably super subtle. I mean, it's subtle in here, but I was like, when you can't hear the Dropkick Murphys being the Dropkick Murphys, it just sounds like, I was like, oh, this is not what I wanted.
Awesome. Hysterical.
All right, well, on that note, I'll see you all Thursday.
Yes.
You guys have an awesome day. Thank you. Have an awesome Wednesday as well.
See you ladies Thursday. Bye.
Bye.